Hello, my dear Eagle family. Welcome to Eagle Perspectives. I am your host, Idris. Guys, I am very excited to kick this off here. If you are new to this channel, thank you for checking me out, first of all, and I invite you to subscribe. I share, personal dreams that I believe are related to times that we live in, or future events that are coming our way. I share that with the community, and every now and then I will share revelations or analysis how I see things from my perspective with my community. Hopefully, it can benefit someone, or someone can learn a thing or two from that. So, um, I am a soldier myself. I am spiritualist, and I am originally from Africa, the Gambia to be specific. So I have a prophetic dream that I would like to share with my community. This one is massive. It's also something that I personally don't want to come to pass, but it's just a dream that I would like to share with my community. Like every prophetic word or dream, it is something that is a vision that we see about what will happen, but at the same time, I think God Almighty gives us the domain and the will to be able to change circumstances that are headed our way through prayer and supplication, and also being mindful in general. So that's what I believe, and I have prayed about this dream. The night that I had this dream, it was like 2 nights ago. So today is the 19th. I had this dream like the 17th, the night of the 17th. I had this dream. So I'll be sharing that dream here real quick. But before getting into that dream, I want to share some piece of art with you guys. Like I said, I'm originally from Africa, and I've recently gotten into making music, and I have a YouTube account for that. I would share that underneath this video. If it is something that you would like to check out and support, it will be very much appreciated. All right, so I'll play that video, I'll get my notes together, and we'll get right into this dream here. Here we go. The title of the song is Bloom. But we make our leaders when we better people, then we'll have better leaders. We hide our venom and wave our righteousness. What you hide will show up in your face. Time to heal, let God lead. Be the sacrifice you make so our gardens can bloom. So our gardens can bloom. And our kids can dance. All right, moving on. I believe that the dream that I had relates to the current issue that is going on, which is the war between the United States and Iran. And so the dream that I had, like I said, it was about 2 nights ago on the 17th, July 17th, 2026. It was a Friday night, and it was a little it was a short dream, but it was very detailed and very specific. This is what happened in my dream. So I dreamt that we were in a war, and there was a firefight going on, and I was among the soldiers out in the field, and we were receiving fire meaning that there were like people shooting at us, and it was several groups of us, and what I remember is like people trying to get cover. So a lot of people were in a prone position and trying to get cover behind an object or something to not get hit. I remember that. But it feels like I was in there, but at the same time I was kind of like behind a camera or something, witnessing all of this happening. I myself remembered that I was saying that I have to kind of like be behind something so that I don't get hit, right? So I was doing that, and in the dream I've seen several soldiers with like gunshot wounds, or not wounds in specific, but seeing soldiers bleeding. I've seen someone kind of tearing their shirt off because they were bleeding, and they were trying to change their shirt or using their shirt to provide first aid for themselves, something of that nature. So the dream was going on in, but at the same time, I got to see like something like there was like in the Congress, and what was going on in the Congress, it was kind of like a Congress, but at the same time it looks like a court setting. And what I saw was, I saw our president dressed in orange jumpsuit, basically dressed in a prison uniform. And when I saw that, then I saw him with his hands behind his back and with a handcuff placed on his hands. And then there were like several individuals kind of like walking him through the setting, So at the same time, the vision got sent back into the field, and what I saw at that time was that we were being surrounded by the enemy forces. So we were kind of like being surrounded in the middle by enemy forces, and after that I had kind of like a call that we had to surrender, that we are kind of like surrounded at all sides, that we've lost this war and we have to surrender. So that was the call that was made. But at the same time, it kind of felt like the force that surrounded us was the Marines. It's so weird. It felt like, we got surrounded by the Marines and we had to surrender because we lost the war. And they were saying it's over anyways because the president is arrested. So that was the dream that I had. I don't know what to make of the dream myself, other than the specifics that came through the dream. And I don't know whether this is going to happen very soon, or it's going to happen in the next term of presidency, because I've heard several people saying that Trump would probably run for a third term. We'll see to that. So I'm not sure whether this is going to happen within this couple of months or years, or it's going to happen on the other term if Trump get to do a third term, because I know that the war with Iran is not ending anytime soon, because Iran is at a very weird geographical location, and they can kind of like drag this war for a long time. So we'll get to see, but that's the dream that I had. One thing that I would add to this revelation that my instinct gave me is that if the war with Iran doesn't end um, within this couple of weeks to a month or two, basically if the war doesn't end in the summertime, in fall and winter, things would escalate. That's kind of like the conviction that I have, because both Iran and the U.S. are in the northern hemisphere, and we all know that summertime is difficult to kind of like execute a war, because in the summertime it's just easy. It's very difficult to get the troops out. You know, with how hot it is for the north in the summertime, it can be very difficult for the troops when it comes to just hydration, comes to spread of disease, just the weather in general. But going towards fall and winter, when the weather is much tolerable, I think the tendency of escalation is very high. So I would like to share that. But that's the dream that I have. Let me know what you think about it. I also think the other revelation that I shared with the community relating to Bitcoin crashing, I think we are about to see several major moves with that regard coming up here. But anyways, hopefully this is something that would bring you some insight or some perspective. I'm very happy to share my dream with you. I am not saying that it is set in stone. Just take this to God. I prayed about it, and I'll continue to pray about it, because I have a lot to lose, with the revelation that I'm sharing here myself. But at the same time, with the belief in God and the prayer that we make, I think everything would be all right.